Season 1 arrives in the Elder Scrolls Online on July 8th, 2026. Here's what you should do to prepare. Hey everyone, it's Spopes. Season 1 is almost here, and there are 9 things I recommend you do to get ready, ranging from completing prerequisite quest lines to deciding whether or not you want this amazing corgi. Here's everything I recommend you do before the new season launches. And before we get into the video, please do remember to like, hype, and sub, and also consider upgrading your support with a membership, a merch purchase, or a donation. First of all, a little background on what Season 1 is and what it's bringing to the game. This is the next installment in the new Tamriel Tome's seasonal content delivery system. Moving away from yearly chapters, the developers of ESO at ZOS are now releasing content in bite-sized chunks every 3 months. In addition to offering both free and paid rewards to the Tamriel Tome system, this new season will also mark the launch of a few new content types and activities within the game, and mark a refresh of the Gold Coast Bazaar free rewards marketplace. Over the course of the video, we're going to cover everything coming in Season 1, both in terms of cosmetic rewards and new content, to help you fully prepare for this new season. The first thing I recommend you do to prepare is complete the original Thieves Guild questline if you have not. To accept the initial quest in this questline, simply go to the menu, then Collections, Stories, and then Zone DLC. Toward the bottom, you will see an item titled Hugh's Bane Thieves Guild. You simply select Accept Quest, and the quest will show up in your journal. To see where to go, simply go to Menu, then Journal, Quests, and then select Show Map when you're hovering over Partners in Crime. You can then simply go to any Outlaw Refuge and talk to Quen to begin the quest line. Now, the reason I recommend you do this is Season 1 will introduce a continuation of the Thieves Guild storyline. You can actually already see this if you go to Collections, Stories, and Zone DLC again. Right at the top is the Daggerfall Thieves Guild entry, which tells you a little bit about what's going on. And once Season 1 does launch, you can go ahead and accept this quest and get started. But yes, this is the main new piece of story material we are getting at the very launch of Season 1. The new Sheogorath questline comes at the end of July, but right off the bat on July 8th, you'll be able to start the Daggerfall Thieves Guild questline, which is why you should go ahead and knock out the Hugh's Bane questline now. It is important to note that this is not a requirement. You do not have to do the original Thieves Guild questline to access the new one. However, you won't have a lot of context to understand what's going on. You'll just be kind of thrown into the new story without understanding who all the characters are, etc. So to get the background and understand where the story of the Thieves Guild has gone so far, I do recommend you set aside a few hours to do the Hugh's Bane Thieves Guild questline before Season 1 launches on July 8th. Next, the new favors system is launching with Season 1, so it's important to understand what this is and decide whether or not you want to engage with it. This is basically a new take on daily quests. Instead of just completing your daily, turning it in, and being done, certain dailies in the game will now follow a narrative arc, and you'll be able to pick these new dailies up from Freerunner's post boards, which are located in Glenumbra, Stone Falls, and Auradon. For instance, the post board in Auradon will be here near the Way Shrine and Skywatch. So essentially, favors are just dailies you complete, and at the end of each quest, you get a piece of mail from an existing character in the game. Once you complete the whole favor arc for each character, you get a poster of them as a furnishing that you can put in your house. Some of the characters involved include Lady Arabelle from High Isle, and you do get gold and loot like you'd usually get from dailies. I'll just be honest with you, favors seem pretty low effort and boring. I guess I kind of like the idea of adding these characters to daily quests, but you don't even actually interact with them, and the only reward you get is a poster of the character's face that you then put in your house. So rather than getting you all hyped up for favors, I mainly in this section want to just prepare you for what they are, so you can decide whether you want to engage with the system or not. Personally, I'll definitely be checking it out, but I don't imagine I'm going to be really that engaged with it. I almost feel like this system is so simple that it's like, what was the point of even making it? But I also do know there are some people out there who are pretty stoked for it. Long story short, I just wanted to let you know favors are coming with the launch of Season 1, and you'll be able to do them if you feel like it. Now, next, and this is something I'm much more excited for personally, dynamic encounters are also coming with the launch of Season 1 on July 8th. These are new semi-world events that require you to do a variety of different things throughout them, not just sit there and kill bosses. And very importantly, these have some pretty excellent rewards. From dynamic encounters, you will get these shards that then you can combine to make skill styles for vampire and werewolf. You're going to get a Cold Harbor themed Blood Scion skill style, for instance, by getting 10 shards of parched bone. That's from the Vampire Hunt dynamic encounter, which I think is the one in Glenumbra. And then you'll combine fragments from Bilsa's dynamic delivery, which I believe is the one in Stonefalls, to get 3 new skill styles for Werewolf that will change your werewolf's appearance. The first is Werewolf Form Black that you get from using just a single one of these fragments. Combine 5 fragments to get Werewolf Form Ashen, and combine 10 to get Werewolf Form White. Now, we actually don't know a lot about dynamic encounters yet, except there will be one in Auradon, one in Glenumbra, and one in Stonefalls. The dynamic encounter in Auradon will be about saving a farm from bandits who have set it on fire. The one in Glenumbra is, again, I believe, the Vampire Hunt dynamic encounter, where you go across a zone hunting down a vampire. And then the one in Stonefalls is about protecting a delivery. These will operate a lot like incursions or world events as we know them. You can just jump in with other players, you can all cooperate, but as the name indicates, they will be dynamic. They will be changing as you do them. You start doing different tasks, you go from place to place. They're a little bit more creative and require a bit more brain power than your average incursion. While dynamic encounters are kind of minimal, I'm excited for them for a few reasons. First, the skill styles you get as rewards are great. I'm definitely going to grind them just for that. And then also, they do look like they're going to be a lot of fun. We need more drop-in, drop-out kind of world events in ESO. This is a good step in that direction. Plus, I like how they're fleshing out the things you can do in the base zones. Right now, there's just not a lot to do in Auradon, for instance, which is my favorite zone. So I'm looking forward to having a reason to come back to Auradon, see a bunch of people in that zone doing something new and interesting. But like many in the community, I do hope that dynamic encounters get expanded on in the future, that eventually we have one in every zone and they're even more interesting than what they're coming out with so far. But yes, long story short, dynamic encounters are launching on July 8th, so now's the time to plan out when and how you're going to do them to get the rewards. Now next, the launch of Season 1 will mark the introduction of a new Tamriel Tome. So unless you have purchased the Season 0 Tamriel Tome, this means you will no longer have access to the Season 0 Tome when Season 1 launches. For those who have purchased the Premium Tome, either the Premium or the Premium Plus, you'll have access to the Season 0 Tome forever. But for those who only have the free tome, understand this is going away when Season 1 launches. So if you still have any rewards you want to get, anything you've not yet claimed from the free tome, now is the time to do so. Do keep in mind there will be an auto-claim system that goes into play at the end of the season, but from what I understand, this new feature will not claim everything. It will prioritize high-value items like crown crates, while potentially leaving behind less valuable items like undaunted keys. So if you want to make sure you get every single reward out of the Season 0 free Tamriel Tome, definitely unlock those now because we don't quite understand exactly how far the auto-claim feature will go. And of course, it will only use whichever tome points you already have. If you don't have enough to claim everything, some items will be left behind. Speaking of which, now is the time to also complete any Season 0 Tamriel Tome challenges you've not yet completed. These will not roll over into the new season. So if you still have any weekly or seasonal challenges you've not completed, definitely knock those out now to get whichever remaining tome points you can before the season ends. When Season 1 launches, a whole new set of seasonal and weekly Tamriel Tome challenges will arrive, and you will lose any chance to complete any leftover weekly or seasonal challenges from Season 0. So now's the time to grind these out to get more tome points, whether there are any items in the Season 0 tome you haven't gotten yet, or you simply want to rack up more tome points so they'll be converted to gold when the new season starts. Relatedly, you do have a big incentive to use as many tome points as possible before Season 1 starts. If there are any remaining items in the free Tamriel Tome from Season 0 you haven't gotten yet, definitely snag those. And you also might want to go ahead and complete your Premium Tome as well, because, and very controversially, when the new season starts, only 2,000 of your tome points will carry over. So as you can see, I currently have almost 20,000 tome points. I'm essentially going to lose 18,000 of those, but not exactly, because Zos did confirm that any leftover tome points above that cap, also minus any points that are used in the autoclaim function, will be converted into gold at a ratio of 10 gold for every tome point. So it's actually looking like I'm gonna get around 180k gold at the end of the season because I've gotten everything in the free track. I don't have the premium track, and I'll have around 18,000 tome points left when Season 0 ends. So it's not like you're completely out of luck if you have extra tome points like I do. But just do keep in mind they'll be converted into gold, and you'll only have 2,000 tome points at the beginning of the next season to use toward that Tamriel Tome. So use your points now because they will essentially go away at the end of the season, though instead of just completely going away, they'll be converted into gold. Also, this is your last chance to decide if you do want the premium Tamriel Tome from Season 0. Once Season 1 begins, this will no longer be available for purchase. So if you're interested in the Monster Slayer personality, the Duo Dynamo Dungeon Delver Spider, the Winterhold Empyrean Wolf, or the Premium Plus reward Rainer's Traveling Robes, you'll need to decide whether or not you want to buy this before Season 1 starts. Again, the basic premium track is $15. The premium plus that comes with the traveling robes is $30. Plus, you do get 2 caches of tome points with the premium plus. Those do carry over. The caches do, even though the points themselves don't. But yes, long story short, this is your last chance to get the premium tome from Season 0. So if any of those rewards appeal to you, the time to act is now. The next thing you should do before Season 1 starts is snag any seasonal items out of the Gold Coast Bazaar that you might want. To get to the seasonal section of the Gold Coast Bazaar, go to the Crown Store, Gold Coast Bazaar, and then tab over to Seasonal. As this countdown bar shows, all these items will stop being available once Season 1 starts, and new seasonal items will be added in their place. So if you want any of these Flame Atronak pets, for instance, the Flower Fling emote, the White Lion, or any of these ESO Plus statuettes or paintings, definitely grab them with trade bars now, because these will be leaving when Season 1 launches, and who knows when they'll come back again. It's kind of ironic how the Gold Coast Bazaar was designed to get rid of FOMO, but here is some FOMO baked into the pie. Oh well, it is what it is. Items in the seasonal section of the Gold Coast Bazaar will be going away when Season 0 ends, so grab them now or forever hold your peace. Now, the last thing I recommend you do before Season 1 starts is go ahead and get a head start on deciding whether or not you want the premium tome this season. This new tome will remain available until October 21st, but whether or not you get the premium version, and especially the premium plus version, does play a role in how your experience will pan out over the season, so you should start thinking about it now. First, you might as well review the free rewards, which, as with every season, include 8,000 seals, 9,000 trade bars, and 12 crown crates. There's also going to be a new Golden Dwarven Spider pet, the Chevalier's Honor face and body markings, and a skill style for Blade Cloak, Gold Arrow. Plus, these weapons over here are the Charming Rogue weapon set. But then in the premium rewards, the stuff in here is a lot better than it was in Season 0, in my opinion. I mean, most of the collectibles are pretty mid, but the highlight here is, of course, Cambio Zamis, the new fence assistant. These weapons are also pretty cool, but I'm not sure about the hyena mount. I do know a lot of people were excited for this, so definitely grab it if you like it. But yes, the star of the show is this new Rooster assistant, who is not only a summonable fence, but he also does more than any fence has ever done before in the game. So as the article here notes, Cambio Zamis is going to be a launderer and fence assistant who doesn't charge any fees. So not only can you now fence out in the field, but you can also launder stolen goods, and no fees will be charged whatsoever. This is so good it seems almost shady, like they're really trying to push people to buy this by throwing something into the game that has never been there before. The existing fence assistant was a lot more limited. I do hear that they are updating Perari alongside the release of Cambio, so she can now also launder, but I don't know if Perari will also have a fee still or not. Even if it's kind of a shady tactic, it is working on me. I will be getting the premium track this time around because I'm going to need that assistant for sure. And even if you get the best possible price on crowns, assistants usually cost at least $20 in the store. So that's a good deal regardless, especially with the other stuff you get. Now, the Premium Plus track has a surprise in store. Instead of the mount the leaks indicated we were getting, we are instead getting a corgi pet. And I am not much of a dog person, but I do have a thing for corgis. So I'm very glad that I have 12 Premium Tome tokens stored up, so I'll be able to get the Premium Plus pass this season. And I will be stoked to get this corgi. Now, what is weird to me about this is that in the leaks for Season 1, it certainly appeared that the Sensrot mount with the Robin Hood theme was going to be the Premium Plus reward. There was nothing in the leaks about a corgi, but this was poised as essentially the top tier, top shelf reward from the season. So I have no idea what happened to this mount, if it's still coming or not. But I do have to admit, I'm kind of disappointed. I do love the corgi, but I am wondering whatever befell this mount. But yeah, you might as well decide now if you want to get the premium tome. It's going to be free for me because I have the tome tokens, but they definitely did get me. I'm going to need that rooster assistant and I'm going to need that corgi pet. So thankfully, I have enough tome tokens stored up to just go ahead and snag this when the season starts. But in general, I think they did a much better job this season making the premium rewards attractive to players. Definitely worked for me, at least. That's going to cover it for what I recommend you do before season 1 starts. If you have any questions about my suggestions, anything that I left out, do leave that in the comments. But yeah, I am stoked for the new content that's coming out. I think I'm most excited for dynamic encounters, and the rewards coming out with the new tome are simply unmissable for me. I'm going to have to snag them personally. In the comments, do let us know what you're most excited for in season 1, whether or not you're going to get the premium tome, what you're going to do to prepare. Also, do leave your tips of what other players should do to prepare for the new season, anything I glossed over or didn't cover here. And before you go, please remember to like, hype, and subscribe. And I'd really appreciate you upping your support by becoming a member of the Spopes Army. You get a lot of perks and plans are very affordable. You can also show off your support of Spopes to the world with my merch linked below the video. Click the link in the description to go to my fourth wall shop where you can leave a donation, or you can leave a donation here on YouTube in the form of super thanks. I'm so grateful for your support, but I'm even more grateful to God. So we're going to finish up the video as always with a prayer to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Lord Christ, thank you for making it possible to make this video today. Thank you for all the new cosmetics and content we're getting in season 1. Lord, please bless my channel, all my community, and the developers of ESO as ZOS. Lord, draw us closer to you. Help us follow in your way, bathe us in your divine providence, show us your wisdom and your glory, lead us away from temptation and straight to your side. I give you all glory for the video and for my channel, Lord Jesus. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. Thanks for watching until the end. Before you go, please do like, hype, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, turn on notifications because I'll be back soon with new content.